Good day, gentlemen. Today, a big video. This is all about the good man versus the nice guy. Your superpower that feminine nature can't resist. Good day, gentlemen. Hey, it's Dwayne Klassen here, and welcome to the video today. This one is one I've been wanting to do for some time. This is such a big topic for so many men. We're going to dive into the good man versus the nice guy. And so many men right now are dealing with this nice guy syndrome, and you've all heard of it, and you all can relate to it, how it's impacting your dating and your relationship. So many guys are being spat out right now from their relationships. Quite honestly, they were nice guys. And we all know what that means out there in the manosphere. So today we're going to dive into what you need to really own your authentic masculine frame. And when you do, feminine nature doesn't stand a chance because you're truly locked in to that authentic masculine frame. If you're brand new to the channel, welcome to the Remarkable Man Project. I'm Coach Dwayne Klassen, and this is the place for leadership, empowerment, and the straight goods for today's authentic masculine man. If you are stepping boldly forward to own the remarkable man within, as you define it, this is your place. I'm dropping videos every week, and I encourage you to go to our Remarkable Man Project Skool community. There you'll find a brotherhood of men from around the world that are all striving for the next level, their 2.0 version of who they are. I'm also the author of my groundbreaking book, The Remarkable Man, Champions to Women, Heroes to Children, and Brothers to Each Other. You can click the link and go to Amazon today and get your copy. It is the book that started a movement. And I'm also the coach for men. If you truly want to deepen into what's going on in your world, to go to the next level, to break free of the nice guy within and truly be the remarkable man, DM me and book your breakthrough discovery call today. Okay, let's get right into the video. And I encourage you to stay to the end because I am going to be giving you the tools that you need to get out of nice guy syndrome if that's where you're at, and truly give you the secret sauce to really own that authentic masculine frame. Right now, you know that relationship dynamics are at this level right now. Men and women seem to be the most polarized than they ever have before. It's simply because we've got a situation right now where the polarity has been switched. And this is where men are being more feminized and women are being more in their masculine frame. And it doesn't bode well for sexual tension. In fact, there is none. And it's causing a lot of women right now to get the gag reflex. So let's look into the nice guy persona. And this is one that I can relate to because I was a nice guy for much of my life. I was raised in a healthy family. My dad was a good provider. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. I was looking for where there was a huge disruption. My dad wasn't an alcoholic. In fact, my dad was a good dad. I mean, there was moments where he, lapsed, but he was not abusive. He played with both my sister and I. My mom was a good mom, doing what she did with the tools that she had to the best of her ability. She wasn't a wing nut, she wasn't abusive. She didn't let us starve or want for anything. We weren't rich by any means, but when I reflect back on it, I have very few anchors of disruption that said, Dwayne, you're going to be a fuck up, or you're going to have these deep childhood wounds that are going to impact the rest of your life. However, there were moments that I bought into as a young boy. Now, here's the thing about childhood wounds, and I want you to really lean in with this. In fact, if you've got a journal, I highly recommend that you whip it out and start writing, because I'm going to share with you some pieces that just might cause the other shoe to drop. A lot of our childhood wounds, a lot of our programming is erroneous. It's not necessarily about what our parents did or a guardian or a family member. It is about our level of maturity and how we interpret events. Say, for example, say at 6 years old, you may have witnessed that your parents got a divorce, dad left or mom left. And as a 6-year-old, you have equated that to being not worthy or not good enough because mom or dad left. But it had nothing to do with you. So what ends up happening is that core wound that you're not good enough is rooted in the age of maturity of a 6-year-old. And so now you take that program forward that you're not good enough, even though mom or dad never ever said it once that you're not good enough. It's something that you interpreted as events. You didn't know mom and dad were like this. You didn't know there was some pieces there that were just falling apart. For their own personal salvation, they had to leave in some way, but you owned it as your fault. Now you go fast forward, you're in your 20s, you're in your 30s, a disruption happens. And again, when you recoil or do what you do, maybe you slam a door, maybe you walk away, maybe you do something that is so out of character, and someone goes, wow, man, that was really immature, how you just dealt with that. And you even reflected, you go, man, I don't know where that came from. Well, it wasn't the man that was making those decisions. It wasn't the man that was expressing. It was the 6-year-old within expressing. The little boy wound was expressing. At the age of maturity, it was founded in. And that's why a lot of times we just go, oh man, that was a real fuck up. I can't believe I did that or said that or acted like that. It's because of the wounds. And what ends up happening because of those core wounds is we have a tendency to move into our adult life as an avoider. We don't want to have conflict. And so we try to stay quiet, or if we don't shout, we're going to be okay, because we see what standing for ourselves looks like. You get shot down, or you get beat up, or there's consequences. So you want to be the guy that just peace and quiet, peace and quiet. We fall into the nice guy trap. And most men are doing this at some level. In fact, I would say it's the 80-20 rule. 80% of men fall into the description of a nice guy because we actually think we bought the branding. We bought the brochure that says being a nice guy is where you want to be. But in society, in real life, it doesn't work. It has never worked. And in most cases, you have been playing small most of your life. If you looked at your bank account, it's never, ever gotten above a certain level. In your relationships, you've never gotten that true bliss, that true happiness, even though you have given all of who you are into the relationship. There are moments where you are listening intently. You believe you are a good listener, and yet your beloved is constantly telling you, you never listen to me. You never listen. All of a sudden, you're like, wait a minute, something's not jiving here. And the reason why you are never truly happy is because you are a pacifier. Yeah, you want to pacify the situation. Meanwhile, you are doing the slow burn of resentment, of those wounds that you have within yourself. To truly never be connected. You ache to be connected. You ache to be loved. You ache to be noticed and appreciated. It rarely is forthcoming. So you do everything you possibly can to please others in hopes that they will go, good job, you're awesome, you're amazing, you're the most incredible man I've ever met. Chances are you've actually been told that oh man, you are such a nice guy. Oh, you're the nicest guy I have ever met. Ever heard that? But that's it. That's as far as it goes. You are firmly in the friend zone. Now, here's the other piece about the friend zone. That's unrequited love. This is a place that feels like purgatory because you're trying to be someone that gets on their radar, but it's not truly authentic. The nice guy, and I can speak to this because I was one. When we're in that nice guy energy, we have a hidden agenda. We're attempting to get something out of this. And our relationships are typically transactional. However, it feels like we're never getting our due. We're always making deposits into the relationship, but we never feel like we're getting anything in return, or at least a 50-50 split. No, because we're constantly aching for that validation to come back to us. But in secret, we're wanting connection, and we're also secretly pining for sex. And it's also dangerous that nice guys can be very passive aggressive. If we're not getting our needs met, we're nice, and then we snap because the world's against us. And then boom, you explode. And for some men, they don't know how to regulate their emotions. And it can be a nasty situation. So this nice guy over here has really lost his frame. And this is why it's so unattractive to women, because it's not authentic masculine energy. It is needy energy. And this is why so many men are frustrated in the dating scene, because our pop culture is promoting this nice guy energy. Look at all the films, look at all the sitcoms. You are always seeing the nice guy doing nice things, and the women are, oh, he's so sweet, he's so good. But if you also look, the nice guy is the comic relief. He's the doofus, he's the idiot, he is the putz, or he's just freight trained over by the bad boy, or he's the guy that gets cheated on, and everybody goes, oh, he's such a nice guy. Right? Now, on the flip side, from the nice guy, and I really want you to just dig into yourself and just check in where what I'm talking about lands for you. You might think that the opposite of the nice guy is the bad boy that women truly want. Yes, there's evidence to support that women are super attracted to the bad boy, the jerk, the asshole, and the douchebag. We see it all the time. We see them divorcing nice guys for the jerk and the asshole, and then they're not happy. But what she really needed was the authentic masculine frame. She needed to be able to surrender the masculine frame that she had to hang on to, because her relationship with her nice guy had very little masculine energy or authentic masculine energy. And this is the challenge, brothers. This is why we have such a polarity issue in relationships, is because nice guys typically acquiesce toward a more feminine energy because they want to be nice. They want to be the communicative guy. They want to be heart-centered because they think that this is what our pop culture has told them to do in those movies, in those sitcoms. And it's bullshit. It does not work. And this is why it's so fucking confusing, is men are doing all the things that pop culture says it's supposed to work, and it never does. Let's get into the good man. Now, the good man is a man that has a lock on his values and boundaries. And I want to share with you a great example of a good man. I want to turn your attention to the amazing Yellowstone series. And yep, who do you think I'm going to mention here? It's the character Rip Wheeler. Yeah, this man is the epitome of a good man. Now, some might say that he is more on the bad boy energy, but he's really not. Because if you look at that character, he is strong and he's got a hot streak in him, but he is grounded in who he is, in his masculine frame. He is incredibly loyal. He has character because he knows his values and boundaries. And if you need proof of how grounded he is in his masculine frame, look at who his girlfriend, now wife in the series is. Yeah, it's Beth Dunton. This woman is on the high end of the hot, crazy scale. You know the one I'm talking about. This woman is a tornado, a hot mess, a woman that few men could ever handle or want to handle. Yet Rip Wheeler, that character, can handle the storm. In fact, he can stand in her fire and allow her to be the crazy hot mess that she is. Why? Is because as the good man that he is, he can turn on and off the masculine frame at any moment. He can be the rock that she needs at any moment. He can also move into his heart and be the support that she needs. But when she is doing the crazy, he can just be, because he's not trying to fix her. No, he never stands into her fire, into the crazy. He just allows her to be who she is, because he is so solid in who he is. And this is the difference between a good man and a nice guy, is because nice guys have a hard time dealing with energies that are polar to who they are. No, it's uncomfortable. When we feel tension, we want to fix the tension or move away from the tension. A good man can stand in any fire and just be. And this is where a good man can be a noble warrior, because he can feel it and he can rise to the occasion. This includes being able to handle physical threats. And this is where it's so important that you weaponize who you are. I'm not just talking about putting yourself in harm's way. No, it's being able to diffuse situations because you are confident in who you are. I did a video on this about the masculine feminine energy chart. Click the link that I'm going to have below here. But what it does is it shows you the optimum level of authentic masculine energy that you need to be in to be able to handle whatever life or the feminine nature has in store. If you go too far into your masculine energy, then you go into the egoic masculine energy. And when you're in the egoic, this is where you are an asshole, you're super aggressive, and you see everything as a threat. If you're a hammer, everything you look at is a nail. And this is where it's too far, it's too much. These guys are typically also abusive because they can't regulate their emotions in a safe and loving way. They just can't. When you're in your good man energy, you're in your authentic masculine frame. From here, you're able to see everything from a frame that is incredibly attractive to everyone. And I'm talking both men and women here, because men can recognize a man in his authentic masculine frame, especially nice guys. Nice guys will see a man that is a good man and feel inadequate around him. From the nice guy to the egoic masculine, if you are solid in who you are, you can diffuse pretty much any situation, because most men don't want to fight in regards to getting themselves in a potentially very dangerous situation where physical harm, getting banged up and taken to the hospital, or worse. If you can diffuse a situation with your confidence, that's the magic. I'll go down that rabbit hole in a future video. But today, gentlemen, it is about owning the energy of the good man. And when you're in this place, in that authentic masculine frame, the feminine can show up any way she wants and has zero control on who you are and how you show up. And that's why it's so attractive to them, because you're not pacifying. You're not trying to control. You're just being you. And how she shows up doesn't matter. And a lot of women, when they feel that, this is where the tests will come, because she's trying to test to see if you are a nice guy, and you'll fail. So they'll put you in the friend zone. But if you pass the test and she recognizes, oh my God, this guy is a good man. He's in his authentic masculine frame. I can't control him. And that's incredibly sexy, because it allows her to go into her feminine energy. Anything less puts her in her masculine frame. And when a woman's in her masculine frame, she can't see you as the king. She can't, because she has a hard time being the queen. The good man is where you want to be. This is where stoic energy can come from. This is where you are decisive. And this is also where you are a kind man. And there's a big difference between kind and nice. And a lot of people get that mixed up. They think it's, it's the same. It's not. A kind man can see what needs to be done and does it without a hidden agenda. It's just being kind. It's just coming from the heart. A nice guy will typically do it with an agenda about what am I going to get in return? How am I going to get validated by doing this? Gentlemen, we are in a very crazy time right now, and it's so imperative that we understand where we're at in our authentic masculine frame. I created the Remarkable Man Project as a way to help men understand the two energies of the feminine and the masculine and how they control our reality and how they control how men and women connect and how you can have great sex, great connections with women in spite of the narrative that's out there right now. This is why a good man can be in this world and have his cake and eat it too, because women are starving for the good man. They're starving for the authentic masculine. So how do you switch from being a nice guy to being a good man? Well, it's first taking full ownership. You know this. Self-responsibility is the number one life lesson for any man. Once you take full responsibility for your life and how you're showing up, now you've taken your power back. Now you're not pointing fingers at anybody. It's so powerful because when you're pointing fingers, three fingers are pointing back. You're going to look at your life and see how much validation seeking you're doing right now. Look at your relationships, not just your romantic relationships, but your friendships, your businesses, the relationships that you have with your clients. How much of it are you seeking validation for? How much are you looking to get attention? The good man already knows he's a good man. So I want you to start to look at the remarkable man within. Your version. What would he embody? All aspects of him. See him, envision him, and act as if. What would a good man do today in your relationship? What kind of conversation would a good man have? And right now, I want you to look at how much resentment you're feeling right now. Yeah, just check in. How much resentment are you holding on to? And where is it pointing? Is it resentment in your relationship? Is it resentment in the breakup? Maybe you're single right now, but you're still stewing, doing that slow burn because she left you, or you couldn't have a second or third date if you're single right now. Are you resentful in that area? Where is it pointing? Maybe in your career, your business. Are you resentful towards a colleague, your boss, your industry? Where are you not being seen right now? That will point to the fact that you are still in nice guy energy. To be in a good man energy, to be in the remarkable man energy, you are taking full responsibility and going, if it has to be, it's up to me. I am going to make it my goal not to do things for validation. I'm going to do things for success. I'm going to do things for growth. I'm going to do things to up-level my life. I'm doing things for me. And when I do these things, it's unconditional. Yep. I'm going to do things from my heart. And I don't care how they praise me or say thank you or what else. I'm doing it because a good man will do this. Not a nice man, a good man. Make the distinction. Nice guy energy is all about validation, attention, seeking, all these pieces that are lower in the vibrational scale. A good man is doing them because this is just who you are. And you maintain your strength. You maintain your self-worth, your self-esteem, your good name, all of it. This becomes your brand. And this is why I created the Remarkable Man Project. This is your project to become remarkable, to break free of any of the old self, breaking free that you're going, I am a part of the Remarkable Man Project. I am shedding this energy that no one really likes. I'm tired of being in the friend zone. I'm tired of constantly battling my girlfriend or girlfriends if you cannot get into a long-term relationship. Or maybe you're in a sexless marriage. Nothing says nice guy energy like a sexless marriage. You have to own it. You have to admit to yourself that, oh, fuck, I am such a nice guy. And be done with it. Declare it. Draw a line in the sand. I am done with it. And pivot towards being the remarkable man within. Pivot towards being the good man in your authentic masculine frame. And like I mentioned earlier, video for understanding how the masculine feminine energy works in your life and how to move towards that more authentic masculine frame. Gentlemen, I encourage you to join the Remarkable Man Project Skool community. There you'll find a international group of like-minded men, all striving for that 2.0 version of who and what they are, the remarkable man within. And if you want to work together to move past the stigma and the struggle of being the nice guy and moving into the 2.0 version, the remarkable man within, click the link in the description to book your breakthrough discovery call. Let's have a powerful conversation about where you want your next breakthrough, and we'll explore if we're a fit to work together. And of course, get my groundbreaking book, The Remarkable Man, Champions to Women, Heroes to Children, and Brothers to Each Other. Link in the description. It's on Amazon, and it's the book that started a movement. Gentlemen, you know that we're in a crazy clown show, upside down, woke agenda world. Yeah, it's starving for authentic masculine leadership. Now more than ever, this world needs remarkable men. My question to you is, will you be one of them? Enjoy the rest of your day, and remember, you're not alone on the journey. At the Remarkable Man Project, we've got your back. Cheers.